grim news from Gettysburg arrived in Washington.
We were supposed to win that battle. It was supposed to be the last battle. We had Lee's army bottled up, but they got away. We lost 6,832 men. And I was asked to say a few appropriate words at the cemetery dedication at Gettysburg. Before storm 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth to this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on the great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those that gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate. We cannot consecrate. We cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here. But it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living rather, to be dedicated to the unfinished work which they who fought here thus far so nobly advanced. It is for us, rather, to be dedicated to the task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to the cause for which they gave their last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. And that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom. That the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. The battles and the bloodletting continued almost a year and a half after the dedication at Gettysburg. But the outcome was inevitable. The North had the manpower, the industry, the cause of freedom on its side. The rebellion only had a dying dream of a separate government from Dixieland. April 9th, Palm Sunday, 4:30. Grant telegraph stand. General Robert E. Lee has surrendered the Army of North Virginia this afternoon. under terms that I have proposed. The war was over. 4 years of civil strife. The death toll on both sides was 500,000. General Grant allowed the surrendered men in gray to take their horses and their mules and to return home for spring plowing. It was time to plant seed, not men in American soil. Yeah. I couldn't help but think about the Kentucky farmer who had lost both his sons in the war. One died for the North, the other died for the South. And over their joint graves, he inscribed,